Hey guys, do you have guns just laying around in the house, leaning up against the wall, in corners, sitting on a shoe rack? Well, I think I have the solution for you. CVlife sent us out an awesome gun rack to put together and to mess around with. So, basically, in today's video, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be assembling it, putting some rifles on it, and going over the pros and cons. So, enough yapping, let me show you guys how to put this thing together and get this video going. Alright, I'm going to show you guys how to put this thing together. This is how everything is once you take it out of the box. They give you a tool, they give you like drywall mounts and all that good stuff, and they even give you an Allen key to tighten things down, and you go to the old instruction manual. We're going to be mounting it to this piece of wood because the barn walls I have are a little bit too thin. And for demonstration purposes, we're not going to level it and all that stuff. I'm sure you guys know how to mount stuff to your wall. But in this case, I'm going to take this thing right off. This is not where I'm going to put it. So we're just going to use this plank right here. So first thing you're going to do is we're going to grab this piece right here. This piece is the top part as seen in the front cover. As you can see, that little crate thing. Then what you're going to do, and I'm smacking it against my tripod, you're going to get your platform, your wall, and actually you would want to get your rifle and make sure you have everything correct. So your rifle and stuff would be, you have the length and stuff all correct. Once you have everything level, you grab your plank thing and you grab this. You're going to want to align this with the holes. Grab your screw and make sure everything's aligned properly. Grab your tool and just start screwing it in. If I were you, I would use a drill to get your hole started and all that stuff. Alright, basically the same process with the other side, but this long side right here, this long part, is actually going to be pointing up towards the part where you lean your muzzle up against it. So this part will be like kind of like this, but that side will be actually flipped around. I had to flip this around, so this is upside down, but this long piece will be pointing that way. Oh crap. Alright, so, and again, since I'm just doing this for demonstration purposes, I'm just going to only screw in one screw on each side instead of two. Because I'm going to have to take this thing off, and I don't feel like unscrewing this forever. So, yeah, that's why I'm doing it. But again, if it was you putting this into your own home, or garage, or whatever the heck. Alright, so this is the gun rack fully assembled, and we're going to be starting to put some rifles and pistols on there. This is my grandpa's Crosman 760. Awesome little BB gun. It worked with him, and now it's in my hands, and I am taking very good care of it, Grandpa. So first, I'm just going to set it on there. It's as easy as that. A little quick scenario. Let's just say there's a coyote eating your turkey or your livestock. Grab your rifle right off of there and go pop it. So, just like that, let's go on to the next rifle. The next rifle is basically almost a whole 3D printed rifle. This is the Diana Chaser with the buck rail AR-15 kit. We have basically almost the whole thing is 3D printed except for AR-15 stock, AR-15 grip, the barrel, obviously the suppressor, the CO2 chamber, and the receiver and the scope rings are basically the only things that aren't plastic. The rest of it is 3D printed. Really nice little carbine turned into a rifle or something like that. It used to have an 8-inch barrel, now it's like an 18 or something like that. And this just goes in like that. You might be able to tell that the scope's actually leaning up against the V part up here. That is because with this plank I'm working with, I couldn't raise it a little bit higher, but the magic with this two-piece kind of thing is you can match it to certain lengths. So if you have like a really long rifle, that'll work. Next, one of my rifles is my Crosman 101. This is the Crosman 101. It is a 70-year-old plinker. Some person's grandpa, I guess, bought this thing, and someone went and sold it on eBay, and I bought it. And put new seals in this thing, and this thing is an absolute tank. Awesome rifle. This thing is basically metal and wood. Walnut and steel, like Niv's channel. So this thing can hold 5 rifles. I think I probably said that already. Next we have the Savage Mark II. Savage Mark II, awesome little bolt action. For some reason, this thing doesn't have the Accu trigger or something on it, but sweet rifle, long ease shoot scope, and this thing just goes in like all the other ones. Next, one of my favorites, my Notos. This is my modded Notos, and this thing is insane. This thing used to be a carbine, now it's like almost a full-size rifle. And this guy is one of the heaviest out of the bunch, and it goes in just like that. If you see that it's moving, it's actually the wood plank flexing. The screws are really fat. They ain't going nowhere. Next up, Crossman pistols. These are my Crossman pistols. One's 177-22. These guys go here, and all you gotta do is just slide them in like that and forget about them. And if you notice, look how fat this thing is. This is very fat, and that thing just slides in there. So really nice. And if you want to, you got, let's say you got 6 of them. This rack can hold 4 pistols and 5 rifles. Put it here. If you got an extra pistol hanging around, do it like that. I think these are actually for earmuffs, but yeah. So there you go. That is the CVlife gun mount. I want to talk about it a little bit. So we're going to talk about this thing a little bit. We're going to talk about the negatives and the pros of it. The pros are, it's very well made. The screws are really fat, which is also an issue and not an issue at the same time. Since the screws are so fat, they're like that thick, they are not going to go anywhere. They're not going to pop out of the wall on you like a nail would or anything like that. Those guys are in there. They're probably like, I don't know, they're in there. They're not going to move on you. You could probably have a monkey jump on this or something, and it should hold. Another thing is the added padding, which is very nice. Metal against wood, metal against metal, not good. Scratch up your gun, scratch up your gun rack. So adding padding is a very crucial thing. It has it on the where the feet go, or the buttstock goes, and the muzzle or the scope or whatever, however high you have it. The next thing is it's wood. I like the wood touch. The wood's a very nice feature. I don't know how many houses it will match with since it's such an orange color. That could be an issue for some people aesthetically, but if you're putting it in, like, I don't know, it could just be an issue for some people. I don't know. Then pistol, I can put my pistol somewhere. They're just laying up against a wall, or they're just like laying somewhere. It's nice to be able to kind of put them in their own spot and all that good stuff. I don't think I've seen many gun racks make it so you can put pistols on it. So that's a very nice touch. Another thing is you can hang your earmuffs here. Really cool. I like that idea. Basically everything you have for shooting has a place here, and that's a really nice thing. Alright, let's go on to the cons of this thing. One of the cons I found is, since the bolts are so big, if you do not get a starter hole, it is a pain in the butt to drive them screws in. And since you're having to manually like crank a tool like a lever, these are like a nut kind of thing. I'm sure if you get a socket attached to the drill, it might be better. But if you're standing alone with this tool, get a drill, start your hole, and it'll be a world of a difference. The other thing, that since these screws are so thick, they're putting big holes in your wall. So if you have like nice wood that on your wall or something that you don't feel comfortable putting a hole in, that's that big, it might not be the best option. I'm going to show you guys, like, I'm going to go get a screw and show you. Here's one of the screws. It's pretty big. These are pretty long screws and thick screws. So if you're squeamish about putting holes in your wall, maybe it may not be the best thing for you. I don't know. Those are just some of the things I noticed, and I want to fill you in on all the things that make it easier for you to decide or something, make sure it's going to work for you. Another thing, the wood is orange, a color, kind of an orange color. And again, like I said, it might not fit aesthetically with some people's rooms. Like normally the wood is darker, like on gun cases, on gun racks, or on other gun racks, on gun cabinets. The wood's normally darker, so if you have a kind of a vintage looking gun room, this color might not fit it very well. You could probably put some stuff on it, make it a little bit darker. Honestly, the wood is basically my biggest issue. The screws are not that big of a deal. If you have all the tools, you're not squeamish about putting in kind of pretty big holes in your walls, then it's a great deal. The wood's the only thing that's throwing me off. So I give it like a 9 out of 10 because the wood's like a little bit orange. I don't know how much I like that color. It maybe if it was a little bit darker, I would like it. But other than the screws, like the screws, I think it's a good idea to make them so fat and stuff to make sure that you're not going to have any issues. You don't want to put like a big rifle on there and it's just going to fall down because it's a wimpy screw. So it's kind of a good thing that they made it so fat, but for some people not wanting to put big holes in their wall, that could be an issue. But other than that, 9 out of 10, honestly. Everything about it is awesome. Everything has a place. You put your rifles here, they got a place. Your pistols have a place. Your accessories have a place. Everything has a place with a single gun rack. Big thank you to CVlife for sending this thing out. I'm going to probably mount it in my room, and if I don't have a place for it, you guys might be in luck. I think I might do a giveaway with it if I can't find a place for it. So, if you guys are interested in that, I'll probably have a video coming up on giveaways or something like that. So stay tuned for that. But again, 9 out of 10, awesome, solid gun rack. And if you want to pick yourself up one, I got a link in the description and you can go pick yourself up one. Awesome little gun rack. Thanks to CVlife for sending this thing out to me. And I'll see you in the next one.